And then we have Zergs, who are the biologically advanced alien beasts, or...
So like your your family?
Yeah, my mom is a Zerg. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. We just finished 10 seconds of silence in memoriam of our sound guy, James Rodriguez. He's actually not dead, but he needs 10 seconds of silence before each video so he can do some sound thing on his PC stuff before we edit the video, or when he's editing the video. I don't know much more about that, but my name is Teemu, and this is our video game tutorials actually useful series.
My name is Janne, and sometimes I actually enjoy the silence after you go on talking like that. So, anyway,
wasn't that good?
Whew, it was pretty long. You need to breathe, you know? I'm here to help you.
I'm Rap God.
All right, whatever. Video game tutorials.
Yes.
Okay, StarCraft.
2.
Okay, is it good?
The tutorial?
Or is that what we're gonna explore here?
We're gonna explore. That's what we're gonna talk about. So
Shoot! Exactly.
So when you enter the world of StarCraft 2, you have options, right? You have the campaign with the lore and stuff, and then you have the kind of esports player versus like PvP kind of.
So one is for nerds, one is for cool people, right?
You can put it that way, yes. Which one is the nerd here?
You?
No, about the game modes.
Oh, the campaign. So you're basically like the campaign.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're the versus.
esports.
Right. Okay, anyway. So the tutorial part, like the campaign tutorial, has absolutely nothing to do with the esports side of things. So fuck the campaign.
Well, that's... we can put it like that, yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the practice thing. So when you're in the client, you can do this practice stuff, which is for the versus game mode, which is the esports side of things.
Okay.
And in the practice, you can choose one of the 3 races, and there's 3 different levels. So there's the easy, the normal, and the hard one. Right.
All right.
When you choose one of the races, let's start with the races. So we have 3. We have Protoss, that are the futuristic humanoid-like creatures from the future. Woo!
Okay.
Then we have Terran, who are like humans, but with a bit more advanced technology.
Yes.
And then we have Zergs, who are the biologically advanced alien beasts, or...
So like your your family?
Yeah, my mom is a Zerg. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that.
So how does it work? Now I'm curious.
So you choose. That's the train leaving the station, motherfuckers. You go to the practice thing and you choose a race. In this case, I chose Zerg. And then...
Makes sense.
So to start the practice thing, or to start training esports side of StarCraft 2, choose a race, you take the easy start game, boom, you get thrown into a random map that's chosen from the maps that you can play in the competitive mode, and you're playing against the AI.
I assume you get guided through this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's really easy. Pick a race.
No, but I mean when you actually get into the game, right? You need some guidance.
Right, so it's not like a massive pop-up on the screen like, hey, welcome to the tutorial. This is what we're gonna do today. No, it doesn't work like that. You get thrown into the game, there's like a base, you got your minions, few other things, and it's like, now you need to build. And it's like, oh, or it starts with now you need to get some resources. So put your guys, get him some crystals from the minerals, you put some guys to the gas thing, but before you can get the gas thing, you need to build a base, a building.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, step 1, make this building to get gas. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna build this building.
Okay.
And then
do you think it does that well? Like guiding you through the basics?
Yes,
just the easiest?
I think it's because to learn StarCraft 2, you kind of have to do things yourself. So it's like, build more workers. You're like, how do I build a worker? And then you're like, oh, I click the main building. Oh, I can make workers, right? Okay. And there's like, with the workers, you can make buildings. And then you start making these buildings. And then you have these objectives that, okay, build a barracks and create 5 of these units.
No, but of course. But I mean, StarCraft is a very complicated game, right? Or it's very complex. But you still need to learn those things.
Yes.
If you're completely new, I mean, that's fair. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds, it is pretty good. So it starts with the basic things. But Because there's so much things to do kind of in StarCraft, it's very complex, like you said, that you learn the basic fundamentals and the dynamics of the game in the tutorial, but kind of everything above that, you kind of need to figure out yourself.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
So this is the only way, basically, as a practice or a tutorial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So does it teach you at all in which order to build, how to be efficient and stuff like that?
Not really, no.
Okay, so it just shows you through like the very fundamental.
Yeah, the basic
part.
fundamentals and dynamics of the game. But
okay, sure.
It starts with, so you have resources, how to collect the resources, what resources to collect.
Yep.
So you have gas and you have the minerals.
Yep.
And then the efficiency. So if you have idle workers, it's gonna, hey, you have idle workers, make something happen.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean, right? It shows you one more step. Not only build this, do this. It shows you. It teaches you that you should try to be efficient.
Yeah.
And use all your resources, use your workers, and so on. I like that. That's good.
And then obviously it shows you how to build and kind of what to build. So it's like, okay, now you hit your max food supply. So what do I do when I had max food supply? You build more, whatever the building is called, to get more food supply.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, these are kind of the basic fundamentals and dynamics that are very important for the gameplay, because you can't make more workers or an army when you have no food supply.
Okay. Does it teach you, do you start fighting and stuff like that too?
We get there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna slow down.
There are objectives in each game, and the objectives are, at the end of the day, to destroy the opponent's base. Obviously, the first, the easy is very easy. It's almost like passive. When you attack,
no, of course.
They fight you, but there's no micromanagement. None whatsoever. So the opponent army is just going to be there like hanging like, yo, what up, dog? And you can just decimate them there and then destroy the base like, woo, you won the game! And then you have step 2.
But that's how a tutorial should be.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's very good because it's very noob friendly. Yes. You can be absolutely dog shit in the game and you can still beat the AI. So even though, no matter how much you suck, you still get the W. And that's the beauty of it. Even you can win in StarCraft.
I wouldn't always agree that it's beautiful to win because it was so easy, but sure, in this case, yes, of course. It's funny because last time I played StarCraft, I went into a normal game or whatever, and I got completely stomped, and then I didn't play, so I probably should have done this to get that W, you know?
Yeah, and the good thing is you can do this, so there's 3 levels for each race. So basically you have 9...
But does it okay, now this is important. Does it only get harder, or does it teach you more complicated things?
It doesn't really teach you more than that, because that's the basic... When it comes to the advanced gameplay, no one can teach you that. You have to learn it.
I mean, of course, but it could still give you some pointers in how to be more efficient, or how to maybe manage your armies, or I mean something like that. But okay, sure.
How can you, like, that's, so we're talking about microing.
Well, yes, but maybe it could teach you about key bindings or something like that, for an example.
Fair, but then again,
I understand what you're saying, but I still think it would be good if it tried to teach you, like, get you along the journey a little bit faster, because...
Yeah, there is some about the micro, how to manage your army, how to use control groups.
Yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
So you have so when we talk about microing, it's about control groups, like microing your... it's mass unit management is what microing stands for. So in StarCraft you have multiple types of units.
It doesn't stand for that, but we came up with that. I just want to put it out there.
But it means mass unit management, doesn't it?
Okay, we coined the term now.
Micro does not stand for micro unit management, but micro means mass unit management.
Yes, sure.
Yes. Okay. And it kind of means how to attack / defend and move your army, because you have different kind of units. So you want the melee ones, the ones who want to die first, you want to have them first. The ones who can't take that many hits but makes a lot of damage, you want to have them behind. So it's how to manage and move around with your army, how to attack and defend. That's microing.
But that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like, I really like the sound of this tutorial.
Yeah. And then there's the macro, which is economy management. So you're always...
And like build order and stuff like that,
build order. So you're always using all of your resources, basically. So you get to the point when me having 4.5k resources sitting still and I'm fighting in another base, like, oh, I have this, and then I just max build units instead of thinking about making upgrades for my army or shit like that. Like, so these are the kind of things you need to kind of figure out yourself: when to build, when to upgrade, what to do with resources. And you can't really teach. You can obviously teach some parts of it, but you need to figure it out how to do it yourself.
But I think it's good as long as it kind of shows you that this is a part of the game.
Yeah.
You need to learn it by yourself because it's hard.
Yeah.
But it shows you a way to get there. So I like it. It's very good.
The StarCraft 2 kind of this tutorial on the training thing is because the skill cap of StarCraft is so high. Like the skill cap between a regular bozo and a superstar like Serral is so much bigger, in my opinion, than in many other games.
Sure.
A silver in Counter-Strike versus a pro in Counter-Strike, the silver can get a kill sometimes. If he's watching the correct angle.
Not sure.
In StarCraft 2, there's no way in hell you or I would ever even get around in StarCraft versus a pro. Where else in a 1v1 matchup versus a pro, you might get few kills.
No, but that's true, obviously, and I think the same goes for MOBA games. Of course, you will not be better than that guy, but you can still compete. You can do something.
Yeah.
Against a pro in StarCraft, you would get decimated instantly, right?
Like the thing is, because the way they start harassing on minute 1 and the how much faster they build and how much faster they get an army, after the first 5 minutes when I'm figuring out to make my first food supply, Serral would run me over with a full army and I'd like, ¿qué pasa, hombre? What's going on? Where's my tortilla?
Sure. But I still think the tutorial does a pretty good job with getting you started, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to make you beat Serral. You know.
The tutorial of StarCraft 2 actually is one of the better ones we've seen so far. Even though this is not like official tutorial, this is like a practice mode, but I think it gives you enough tools to kind of understand and start playing the game to actually develop. Because if you want to be good at StarCraft, playing tutorial is a good way to kind of get the fundamentals and the dynamics of the game, but to develop, you just need to play the game a lot.
No, of course, but as long as the tutorial gives you the tools to start learning, then that's good. I mean, honestly, like by the definition of what I see as a good tutorial, well, it's basically 10 out of 10 if it can do that. If it teaches you the basic fundamentals and gives you a way to improve, and shows you that there are ways to improve, like efficiency and all of these things. Yeah. That's good. And I mean, a lot of the tutorials we have gone through don't do that. No. In easier games. They don't do almost anything, but then you could argue that in an easy game, maybe you don't need a tutorial to teach, but back and forth.
In the same, like, I want to compare the StarCraft tutorial I got a Caesar again. The StarCraft 2 tutorial or practice mode to Dota, for example.
Yep.
So the fundamentals of the game in StarCraft are so much easier, in my opinion. It's choose a race, build a base, build an army, fight.
No, sure.
Where in Dota 2, for example, you have 130 different heroes who all have unique this and unique that and everything else happening. I think StarCraft 2 might be, or it not even might be, StarCraft 2 is a lot easier game to start playing at by yourself. There's a lot less things to learn.
Yes.
But on a bigger picture, the skill cap and the ceiling is so much higher.
Of course. No, but it makes sense what you're saying. Like, for example, what we complained about in the MOBA tutorials was that it didn't show you that you can go all these different ways. You can go to the jungle or top lane, mid lane. You can be a support. You can be, an initiator or a tank or, all of these things, right? It's not as obvious in StarCraft. It is obvious what the goal is already from the beginning, kind of. But then obviously it gets very, very complicated and complex very quickly. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure.
But you've played StarCraft. I've played a lot more Warcraft, but a little bit of StarCraft. But a long time
I'm a very old school guy, so I used to play
like Age of Empires. That's because you're very old.
Yeah, that is true. No. I used to actually love RTS games. I just never really got into StarCraft. I played other things like Age of Empires, Empire Earth, whatever, everything. I tried everything. So I think, honestly, at some point I wanted to start playing StarCraft, but I really felt like it's impossible. But it really sounds to me that if I played this tutorial, as it is at least today, that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would probably have got me started very well, and I would have played maybe today if I did that.
So, let's put it this way. I personally can give StarCraft the highest rating we've given anything so far. Because there's not such thing as perfect, in my opinion, I'm going to give StarCraft an 8.5.
That sounds very fair. Honestly, now I haven't played it through, but it sounds to me like this is the best tutorial this far.
Yeah.
It really does. It teaches you the basics, it takes you a little, further, and then it also shows you that there are these things you can learn. Yeah. Which I feel like almost no other tutorial showed you a way forward. It just showed you the basics and go play.
And the thing, I like it. And one of the things I like the most is that it doesn't do things for you. It tells you what to do, and you kind of need to figure it out yourself at the time. So like, build this. So you're, okay, how do I build it? And you kind of progress with the tutorial.
No, but that's good. Honestly, I think a lot of games should look at a tutorial like this and think, how can we improve our tutorial to be more like it, So
if you are a game developer, let's say from Activision Blizzard or Valve, look at all of our videos, see what's wrong with your tutorials, and do it like StarCrafters doing it.
Yeah, I think so. So we have a few other tutorials coming up still.
Yeah.
What do we have?
Fork Knife.
And
Overwatch. Hearthstone.
Do we have Overwatch?
Overwatch is coming. Overwatch is actually going live today, which is 2 days ago when this is live. No, actually, it's like a week or two. I don't know.
It's funny because I've been watching a series about time travel and I just started thinking. Anyway, we have a lot still coming, and let's see if anybody can beat StarCraft, because at this point, I'm not sure.
So, thank you for watching. Our video game tutorials actually useful series is going to continue in a few weeks. Thank you very much. See you next week. Ciao.
Subscribe. Bye.
Bye.